Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a layout share to show you. This is for the Collection Obsession challenge that I am following. That is put on by Cilla, and her YouTube channel is Cilla's Choice Bits of Bliss, and I will put the link down below to her channel as well as everyone that is participating in the year-long challenge. And so the focus of the challenge is every month we are to pick a collection of paper and work with that collection and create layouts or cards, whatever kind of projects you want to do as far as paper crafting. And I go to a lot of retreats, so I actually pick more than one collection, because then I can bring those to any retreats I go to. And normally you're to share the collection that you're going to use and at the beginning of a month, and then anything you create at the end of the month. And I'm sorry I'm behind. I didn't have that many layouts done at the end of February, so I thought I would continue on into March. And so I'm finally getting a chance to do the share of what I made for February. And so I'll just remind you of the collections I used for February. So I used an October afternoon collection called Woodland Park, and I hadn't used that one yet, so I had a lot of embellishments and stuff for it. So I used that. I had 12 by 12 as well as the 8 by 8. I used a couple of hip kit clubs, kits, sorry, that's a mouthful, hip kit club kits, and I used this one called Hello Weekend, and I subscribed to their main scrapbooking kit as well as the embellishment kit, so I get a lot of stuff for those. And then I used another kit from Hip Kit called Good Vibes. That one's kind of more of bohemian type collection. Then I pulled out a Rosie Studio collection. This one I hadn't used at all yet either, and this one was called One of a Kind, and I had embellishments for that as well. And then I'm not a real 49 in Market purchaser, but I did like this collection. I purchased this last year and I had all the stuff for it. And so I used the embellishments from the 49 in Market collection, the Crafty Garden, but then I used some papers that weren't Crafty Garden and did a few layouts with that one as well. So I got a total of 14 layouts done, which I thought was pretty great. And so I'm going to share those with you now. And we'll start first with the Good Vibes collection from Hip Kit. And so this was one of the ones I did. Any sketches that I used, if I can find them, I will put them down below. But I think most of the sketch inspiration was from what's it called? It's called Scrap-A-Sketch? Oh gosh, I can't remember. I'll put it down below though. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. So yeah, I just cut up some of the papers. I layered some of the embellishments here. I've got some chipboard and a puffy sticker and some other stickers. Added a tag, and these little word stickers here were fun. And then another little embellishment here, and I don't know if I should be zoomed out more or zoomed in more, but I'm zoomed out as far as I can go. But so that was the first one, and this is a picture of my husband and our second youngest son. This was taken years ago, and they're just overlooking a coulee that is not far from our house. And this one here, I used another sketch. I really like using sketches, and this one's got a banner, and then I did a cardstock mat, and then used my scalloped punch to do a border there. I did 3 clusters, one here, one up top, and then one down here. And then a title that says Happy, and this is a picture of my husband and his grandma. She's no longer with us, but yeah, I really like that picture, and my hubby looks pretty handsome there. So that was the second one. This one was using a sketch as well. I'm not sure who this sketch was from, but if I can find the sketch link, I will put it down below. And room for 2 3x4 photos. Some of them have photos, some don't. The ones that do have photos, I'm quite happy because I normally don't get photos put on layouts right away. So again, I did 3 clusters. So I did one down here, used some of these acetate kind of boho type mandalas or whatever they're called. I love the stream catcher sticker here, a die cut, and then just another little die cut up there with some strips of cardstock. And yeah, added some little enamel dots that came with the kit. And yeah, I think that one turned out nice as well, and kind of different angle on the paper cuts and that on that one. This one was based on a layout that I did during a Crop and Create in-person event years ago. And so I just used that layout as a inspiration. And so on the top here, they had some chipboard kind of photo frames, and I just left the little chipboard pieces in there. You could take them on and add photos. And then did a little cluster at the end of it. Then I did a cluster down here with the fun hot air balloon and some chipboard and puffy stickers. And then another cluster here. I used some frames, which I was happy to be using because I have trouble using frames. Added a puffy sticker there. Another one of those acetate mandalas or whatever they're called. And some florals and a little puffy sticker. And then room for 2 3x4 photos. And I really love the color palette in this collection. I love the peachy coral color and the pink and the navy blue. So yeah, really like how that one turned out. Has kind of a southwestern vibe to it. Okay, then I think that was it for that collection. The next ones I'm going to show you are from the October Afternoon collection that I used, the Woodland Park. So I got 3 layouts done with that collection. This was a fun collection to use. They have a ephemera pack called in it Flower Sack, and it's basically just a bunch of die cuts cut with the pattern paper in the shape of scallops and butterflies and hearts. And so I used a lot of those in the layouts and a lot of the brads. So again, layered up the papers. There's a banner here. Again, this was based on a sketch. Some of those flower sack pieces I just layered and 3D'd them. Added some brads from the collection, a chipboard sticker. This is a chipboard button up here and a chipboard little banner piece, and then a sticker with some, I think this is a sticker behind it as well. And then a butterfly and a heart from the flower sack, and then the ticket from the miscellany ephemera pack. And yeah, I really love how this one turned out, and I'll probably add a title once I figure out what photo is going to go on there. This next one I really like. This one I did a lot of more of a monochromatic theme using the blues. There was a lot of blues and teals in this collection. So rather than using this as my whole background, I just cut the piece smaller and then matted it with a piece of cardstock. Added a little cluster here. Cut one of the circles in half. Added a butterfly and a sticker. Another cluster down here with the feather and the flower sack pieces. A couple of stickers here and a button and brad and a chipboard star, and then some banners in the background, a 4x6 photo mat, and then this here was a sticker on the bottom. I added that just to kind of bring in some of the green that's in some of the stickers, and then layered up some of the ephemera pieces and the chipboard up here, and added one of those chipboard buttons. And I love how this one turned out. I'll probably put a title down here or here. And yeah, this was based on a sketch as well, I believe. This one here, again, was based on a sketch. I believe it's called Scrap a Sketch. I don't know if I have my phone with me to check. I don't think I do. But I'll put the link down below. It's bothering me that I can't remember that. But anyways, This one, I used some of the other papers. Some of these were the 12 by 12 papers. Again, did the 3 clusters here. So one on the bottom, this is I think a sticker, and then some other stickers and miscellaneous pieces of brad. Chipboard piece here. This was a sticker from the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. Brad, and some more of those flour sack things popped up. And then another little cluster down here with a label sticker, Brad. This is a sticker, and I think a miscellany piece. And I'll probably put a title here, maybe, or down here. But yeah, I think that one turned out really cute as well. And I think that was it for the October afternoon. Then the next kit I used was the Hello Weekend by Hip Kit. This had a lot of pastels in it and kind of stuff you would do when you're hanging out on the weekends. So the background on this one, I used a piece of the paper. It's a grid one. This was the back of it, and I knew I wouldn't use that one. So this is a picture of my granddaughter. Sorry, hopefully, I think that was the only one I didn't tell you who the picture of was of. And then I just cut a bunch of the papers and layered them up. I did a cluster down here. They had these fun washi stickers in the collection, and so I used a few of those in various places. I really like those. Layered up a bunch of the chipboard, and they had some acetate kind of vellum pieces. I guess they're vellum, not acetate. Added some enamel dots, puffy sticker there. This here is, I think that's a chipboard. And then some more layering here. And they had these little kind of resin pieces, a little butterfly, so I added that and another enamel dot. And yeah, that's a picture of our oldest grandchild, and she's 14 now, so that was taken a while ago. This next one I don't have a picture on, but I really like how this layout turned out. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong collection, the wrong one. What else do I have from that one? Maybe that was it. Oh, I think that was it from that collection, sorry. So that was all because I think that was the last layout I did at the retreat I went to in the beginning of March. So yeah, that was the last day and last few hours of the retreat. So I only got one layout down from that. I was hoping to do a few more once I got home, but I just got busy doing stuff at home. We're trying to purge our house and kind of do some spring cleaning. So this next kit I used was the Rosie Studios, the was it Be Kind? One of a Kind. And again, I think I used this sketch in another layout. And so I've got a little cluster here of the paper strips and then a little cluster of the embellishments. Some of these are puffy stickers. They have these, I guess they're vellum type butterflies. A set of those in the collection, and I think I only have 3 left of that pack, so that was good. I took this cut apart and cut it a little smaller, added some flowers and this puffy stickers here, added this cute chipboard bird and another chipboard piece here, puffy sticker and some ephemera, little tag, and I think that's a chipboard here. And yeah, I thought that one turned out really cute. Don't know if I'll do a title here or just use that as the title, but I think that one turned out all right. And then this one here I thought was quite pretty. This again is using a sketch. I used a lot of the vellum butterflies on this layout. This is another photo of my granddaughter, and I believe it's the same one as the collared one. Oh no, it's different. She's wearing a different, I thought she was wearing the same outfit, but she's not. And the photo was in black and white, and so thought that looked nice. So I did a little cluster down here of the florals and then the butterflies. Then I brought another butterfly in this cluster. This is just a bunch of the die cuts. I love their collections because they always have lots of die cuts, and they always give you double of each die cut. And then added more butterflies over here as well to kind of have the same flow throughout the layout, and then added more florals, and I think that's a puffy sticker there. But yeah, I really like how that one turned out. And then I think I did 4 or 5 layouts with this collection, so that was awesome. This one here, I used the 12 by 12 as the background and just cut it a little smaller, and then backed it with some cardstock, because as much as I do like their collections, their paper is really thin, so it would be pretty floppy if I didn't put that cardstock in the background. So I did a little cluster down here with I think that's a chipboard sticker, and then a ticket and a floral. Did another cluster here, and they had some frames in this collection too, so I did a frame there and added some chipboard and some of the paper die cuts and a puffy sticker. And then this is chipboard, I believe, and then some paper ephemera, and then a puffy sticker. And this is the same granddaughter that was in the last one. This is one of her school photos. So yeah, I thought that one turned out really nice. And then the final layout I did with that collection was this one. I really love how this one turned out, but I followed a sketch, I believe, and it was really hard to cut all these papers at the right angles. There was no instructions, so I just kind of had to wing it, and so I just kind of pieced them all together and used up a bunch of different papers, so that was great. And then I did the 3 clusters again. So I used a frame here, some puffy stickers, and some of the florals. Then another puffy sticker and some of the paper ephemera. I used another one of those cut-aparts and then backed it with some cardstock. And then this is another cluster here with a chip. Is that a chipboard or a sticker? I think it's a sticker. And then a puffy sticker there. And this is a photo of another one of our grandkids. Sorry, there's a sticker backing on there, foam backing. This was for her first birthday, and she had a smash cake. She was born premature, that's why she has oxygen. She doesn't need it any longer, but she did for the first, I think, year and a half. But I love that photo of her, so yeah, so that one is done. And then I only got 2 layouts done with the Crafty Garden collection, but I love how they turned out. So this is the first one I did, and these I did on, I want to say I did them the last day, or yeah, maybe the last day, I can't remember. One of them I think I did the last day. So the background, I added some rub-ons. There was rub-ons in the collection, and I did a bunch of stamping, and for the stamping I used a lot of stamps from this stamp set here. This is 49 and Market stamp set, and it's called, what's it called? I don't know if it has a name. I don't see a name on it. It just says Ford. Oh, sorry, Birdsong. It probably had to have a name. So I used a lot of the kind of scripty kind of stamps, and then some of the postmarks and the numbers. And then I just stamped in random places. This is rub-on here, stamping there. Some rub-ons along here and down there. And then I did some stenciling with the stencil and just some texture paste in a few spots. I don't usually gravitate toward these kinds of layouts, so I was quite happy with how it turned out. There was some stitching rub-ons that I had from a different 49 and Market kit. It might have been in Essentials, and so I did some stitching rub-ons along here. Don't know if you can see that. I distressed the edges and inked them with Vintage Photo. I inked all the pieces of paper and ephemera that I could ink and distress those as well. And then I just started with the photo, and then I just started tucking papers underneath, and then if I liked where it was at, I added some foam tape and then adhered it to the picture, and then just kept building and tucking in stuff into the base. I used some of these kind of enamel dots from a bunch of the enamel dot collections that I had collected through the years of 49 and Market, so it was nice to use some of those. Inked up these ephemera pieces, added more enamel dots there. Some tags here, a ticket, little chipboard there, more chipboard. I used some of these film strips out of acetate, and there's a flower acetate here, and then there's a leaf one back here. Hopefully you're able to see all this on camera. And this is a photo of my husband and our 4 boys on a hunting trip they took years ago. And even though it's a boy picture and this is kind of more floral botanical stuff, I still think it goes really nice, especially being a black and white photo. So I really love how that one turned out. I'm really happy with that one. And then I did this one. So on this one again, I did a bunch of stamping here in different spots. I did some rub-ons, and then I had the background all done, and I had made this part, and I knew I was going to add the acetate here, but I felt like it still needed something. So then I took some embossing paste, and this was from Picket Fence. I forget what it's called. It's an embossing paste, but it dries really fast, and it's got a bit of a sparkle to it. And I used like a brick stencil. I think it was from Tim Holtz. And so I did some stenciling in the background here in various spots, and I think that's really what it needed. Again, I edged all the edges of everything with ink and distressed them with my paper distresser, and again took the photo and started adding pieces behind it. They have a lot of bigger pieces of ephemera, so I just used that. I didn't use any pattern paper here. I used a bunch of the bigger pieces of ephemera for my background for the matting, and then tucked in some tickets and labels and some butterflies and a bee. Added some more of those fun kind of enamel dots that have sayings on them. Did some more acetate behind this one. This one I used 2 film strips, and then I've got 3 different pieces of acetate there. The yellow one, and then the white one here, and then the leaves. And there's some more stamping there. And yeah, I love how this one turned out. And this is a picture of, let's see if I can find a picture of this granddaughter here when she was a baby. And in the picture, I believe her coat is a lime green and her hoodie is purple. So I just turned the photo into black and white, and that way it can go with anything. And yeah, I'm really, I don't know if the camera is doing this justice, but it is really, really, really nice. I am not too proud to say that I'm really happy with how this one turned out. So that is my share for the February collection obsession. Again, I apologize for it being into March, but I wanted to make sure that I at least used all of those kits on at least a layout or 2, and so I'm glad I kind of extended it over. I have all my collections picked out for March's collection obsession. I don't have a lot of time to use them, so I'm going to have to get on that, and I will upload the video of that if it's not already uploaded, and show you what collections I'm using for March. And be sure to check out all the ladies that I have linked down below, and that are participating in the series. I'm really enjoying the series. I think it's a great way to use up some of your paper stashes or paper stash and collections that you haven't used before. So anyone can participate. There's no YouTube hop or anything, and you don't have to do all of the months, and you don't have to do as much as I do. Some ladies only do 1 or 2 layouts, and some do more. But I think it's a great way to use up some of our stash. So anyways, that's all for now. Take care, everyone. I hope you have an awesome day. And if you're not already a subscriber, I would love to have you one. I would love it if you would hit the like button. That really helps my channel get out there, and I'd love to hear what you thought of my layouts. So have a great day. Bye for now.